You wake up, and before the day has actively begun, you feel exhausted. The air is heavy with noise you can't tune out. We all operate on a finite daily reserve of personal power. This energy is meant to reset every morning, providing the focus you need to navigate your life. This container represents your daily energy. It leaks when we follow unwritten social scripts, like the pressure to please others. Sustaining these habits works like a heavy background process, pulling power until the battery hits zero and your internal structure fragments. This depletion leaves you vulnerable. Without a reserve of energy, you lose the strength to set boundaries, making you a target for people who thrive on drama or seek to control those around them. Chronic exhaustion is often a symptom of an unshielded mind. To stop the leak, you have to build a specific system of psychological defense. The first layer of the shield starts by stopping the emotional poison that we generate within our own minds. This is the practice of being impeccable with your word. Your thoughts and speech are the tools you use to construct your perception of reality. When you call yourself incapable or unworthy, you program your own mind. You plant a seed of self-doubt that takes root, eventually forcing you to act in ways that prove that self-criticism was right. We can define sin logically. It is any word or action you use against yourself. When you stop using your voice to judge or blame your own character, you clean out that internal poison. Gossip functions exactly like malicious computer code. When you accept it, you install a distorted script into your mind, blurring your clarity. Once running, you naturally pass it along, spreading the virus to every other node in your network. By speaking with integrity and rejecting gossip, you install an internal filter. You stop both the production and the spread of emotional toxins. The second layer of the shield descends against the outside world through the agreement to not take anything personally. This requires overcoming personal importance, the belief that everything happening around you is a direct reaction to who you are. When someone insults you, that jagged frequency actually has 0% to do with you. The aggression originates entirely from their internal wounds and programming. They are the main character in their movie. You are just a minor actor. If you choose to take their comment personally, you are essentially agreeing with it. You are accepting their version of reality as your own. That agreement forces you to absorb their emotional garbage. You become hooked into their narrative and trapped in a cycle of conflict that belongs to them, not you. Rejecting these external projections builds the shield's outer hull. It creates a barrier that prevents incoming toxins from hijacking your energy supply. When the internal filter and external barrier work together, you achieve a state of psychological immunity. You see that the chaotic behavior of others is an internal struggle they are having with themselves. It isn't a reflection of your worth. Even in a toxic environment, you remain unaffected. The chaotic digital code and smoky shadows rush toward you, but they deflect harmlessly off an iridescent aura. You are no longer leaking energy out or taking poison in. You stand grounded and illuminated, even when the world around you is in turmoil. This is the state of personal sovereignty, the ability to remain at peace while standing in the middle of a chaotic world. For more explorations into these systems, like and subscribe to The Explainer. Comment below with one gossip loop or self-critical thought you'll delete today. Imagine catching a brief, friendly smile from a stranger across a crowded mall. Before you've even taken another step, your mind might start wondering if they're single, what a conversation with them would be like, or even how you'd get along. The human brain is uncomfortable with a vacuum. Because a gap in information registers as a lack of safety, the reasoning mind rapidly invents answers to fill that void, and then treats those fabrications as absolute truth. This animated diagram maps out how the undomesticated mind operates. A single unverified assumption, represented by this central node, rapidly branches out into an enormous web, spinning an entire imaginary relationship and future out of a single look. When reality inevitably moves in a different direction, this mental dream shatters. We experience the specific weight of a heartbreak born entirely from a story we told ourselves. This state of confusion feeds a specific internal cycle. We become an internal judge, finding ourselves guilty for the mistake, and a victim, suffering under the weight of that self-punishment. These two roles rule the subconscious by thriving on the fog of our own assumptions. Dismantling this cycle requires mastering the final two Toltec agreements. Hit the subscribe button because we're about to break down the mechanics of taking proactive command of your mind. This habit of projecting our thoughts is most destructive in our closest relationships. We consistently operate as if the people we love can read our minds, assuming they know exactly what we want without us having to say a word. When they fail to act according to these unexpressed expectations, we feel slighted. We blame them for a standard they never knew existed, often reacting with silence or anger that creates further distance. This creates a mitote, a mental fog where 1,000 voices talk at once. It's a state of mind that cannot see clearly because it is buried under layers of unverified guesses about what others are thinking. To clear this fog, you have to replace the guessing with the courage to ask clear, direct questions. By seeking the truth of what a person actually means, you stop the internal explanation machine from filling in the gaps. Replacing assumptions with transparent communication ensures that your internal world matches your external reality. It keeps your speech clean and your mind focused on what is actually happening. This animated diagram illustrates the fourth agreement: always do your best. Think of it as the central engine room that takes conceptual ideas and turns them into tangible, real-world habits. As this chart shows, your best isn't a fixed standard of perfection. It's a living metric, a smoothly undulating wave that shifts constantly based on your physical and emotional baseline. Your maximum capability when you are sick or exhausted is naturally lower than your capability on a morning when you wake up fully rested and energized. If you try to push past this actual capacity to hit an artificial standard, you burn through vital energy reserves. This is the mechanical cause of burnout, trying to perform at a level your body cannot currently sustain. Conversely, if you perform below your current capability, you invite internal criticism. You provide the inner judge with the evidence it needs to find you guilty, leading to a cycle of regret and shame. Operating precisely on this shifting baseline wave is the only sustainable strategy. It allows you to move forward without the physical cost of overdoing or the psychological cost of underdoing. When you strip away assumptions and hit your exact baseline, you create a logical shield against guilt. If the internal judge tries to accuse you of failing, you now have a definitive, fact-based answer. I did my absolute best under these specific circumstances. This defense starves the subconscious cycle of its food source. Without the ability to create fear or regret, the voices of the judge and victim lose their power over your focus. By trading the fantasy cycle for reality and perfectionism for baseline action, the mental fog lifts. You move from a state of internal conflict to one of quiet, grounded presence. Taking proactive command of your mind allows you to experience the simple clarity of being fully active in the present moment. What does your fluid baseline look like today? Let me know in the comments, and I'll